Hi guys, welcome to my newest speed build. This time it's a spaceship. Ooh. This actually originally started out as a Lil Simsie shell challenge. She made a shell that was just a round room, but one that was big enough that it would actually work. So the Sims recently added in rounded rooms in The Sims, which is exciting in concept, in theory. Uh, so we've had like rounded platforms, rounded fences, that kind of thing for quite a while now. And they've always been a little bit buggy, so we kind of knew going in that the walls would be buggy. But they're pretty buggy, guys. If you do a perfectly round room, as in the smallest you can do, so it is a perfect circle, you can't even put a door into it. So it's not even usable. So that's a bit of a problem. I hope sincerely it's something they fix, because I would love to make like lighthouses or a yurt or something, something fun, but we'll just do what we can for now. Anyway, this shell was a bigger circle, so it's actually functional. You can actually put things in it, ladders up to it, yada yada. And I ended up making two versions of this build. They are both available on my page on the gallery, so read, read, just like everywhere else. And the version I made in stream just stopped being a shell challenge at a certain point. I was like, you know what? I want to make what I want to make. And chat was, egging me on. So here we are. So what I ended up doing was making it 2 stories. It took a little finagling to figure out exactly how I wanted it to work, and help from chat as well. I'm quite grateful to chat. I wanted to lift the shell up off the ground and kind of hide it in a tree, up in a really wooded area. So I ended up using the secret cabin lot, Cordelia's secret cabin lot in the topmost of Henford-on-Bagley, because that's a really wooded area, and I used some debug trees that kind of matched and blended everything in. And so what I did was I raised it up 3 stories, I think, and then I made a little room, just a little tiny 1x1 room with a ladder up through it, and I disguised that room as a tree. So the tree trunk is actually the way into the ladder, into the spaceship. And that was pretty fun. I was pretty proud of myself for that idea, not gonna lie. But I did go back after stream and make a shell challenge version of this as well, where I made it into a public lot rather than residential, and just kind of made it into a laboratory space, and made it just 1 floor so it would fit with the Simsie challenge. So that's there too if you're interested, but this one that I'm making in stream is residential, so the lower deck, we'll say, is the living quarters, and then the upstairs is the laboratory. I can't stop saying it like that. Well, okay, I can, but I don't want to. So there we go. No, so I wanted it at first I was like, maybe I'll make it kind of an observation location, oh, they're watching them, they're running experiments and things. And then it got a little bit darker, because Get to Work has some amazing items that I wanted to use. So I did. And it turned into much more of a, we experiment on abductees here kind of vibe, but it's pretty fun. It's a good time. And I'm very happy at the sneakiness of the lot. You'll see later in the build how I raised a bunch of bushes and things to basically make it look like it kind of landed on top of a tree and kind of smooshed it. I'm happy with it. I'm pleased. As you can see, we have a little mochi again in the background. I've decided that's kind of fun, to not put up my green screen for speed builds. Let me know what you think, but I think it's kind of fun to be able to have my kitty cat in the background, because she doesn't really get to make an appearance in my videos much these days, because she's always She really likes the couch. She's usually back there, and just with how I stream, putting up the green screen and things, you don't really get to see her. So I think it's fun to have my little mochi in the background, and you can police the cleanliness of my living room. It could be better, but it could be worse. Anyway, oh man, you guys almost got a really unhinged voiceover today, let me tell you. I could not sleep. Can you hear my chair squeaking against the desk? Squeak, squeak, squeak. Every time I move slightly, it's just... So I could not get to sleep last night because my ancestors didn't value melanin, and now I can't process heat. Help me, impale, send help. So it's just been too hot. You know, I had my AC on, but it just wasn't cutting it. And so I was up late and just hot and miserable in bed. And at like 2 a.m., when I usually give up and like go on to TikTok for a while or something, I can't read in bed because I get too invested in my book. So I have to watch videos to go to sleep. But I was like, what if I do my voiceover instead? Like, don't turn on any of the lights in my apartment except for my ring light here for recording, and just go nuts. And I ultimately decided not to do that because this is my second official speed build, and not quite the first impression I want to make. You know, I'm pretty comfortable in front of camera, but you know, unhinged is a little bit different. A little bit of a different vibe than my usual here. So we didn't. You're welcome. Not to say I won't do one of those in the future. We'll see. I get really bored when I can't sleep, and I have this, like... You ever get that? You get tired, but you're not sleepy, so you can't sleep? It's obnoxious. I've been dealing with insomnia for... Oh, I hate age math. Age math is the worst. Like 16 years now? So I'm really used to it, and it's not a big deal. Like, I work from home, so... Unlike in the past, where I'd have to actually call out, because it's like, hey... might be able to drive there, but by the time the day's done, well, first of all, my brain is not at full capacity, so I'm not going to be very useful today, and then it's not going to be safe for me to drive home because I'll have been up for over 24 hours by that point. Like, I don't have to call out anymore. I can, like, sleep a little bit later or grab a nap or whatever. It's a very privileged position. I'm very grateful that I now have that option because, damn, I hate my insomnia, and it always kicks up in summer. But it's almost autumn. Can you tell I'm trying to like manifest autumn? I'm ready. I had fun. I had a good summer. I played in the water. It was a good time. Oh, I'm going to the lake with my family here pretty soon. So I'm going to creep on rich people's lake houses to get inspiration for future builds. So come along for that. But you know, I've had my fun in the water this summer, and now I'm ready for Halloween. I'm ready for spooky season. I'm ready for pumpkins. I'm ready for orange outside. I'm ready for cool weather. Not cold. I'm still not ready for winter. I'm never ready for winter. I live in a cold-ass place. I am a northerner. I used to actually worry about frostbite when waiting for the bus. That was a reality. I don't want winter. Because one thing... working from home is great, but also my hermit inclinations really come out, and I don't want to leave my house. But it's pretty easy to in summer because it's light forever, and you know, you can just go and meet your friends for a beer, and it's no big deal. And soon I'm gonna have to go through the whole rigmarole to go outside, where I have to put on 87 layers, scrape off my car, and drive, waiting for it to heat up. But it won't get heated up until I'm at my destination, because fuck me. I'm not ready for winter. I'm never ready for winter. It's fun for like a little bit. Like, I'm somebody who celebrates Christmas even though I'm not Christian. And so like it's fun around like Christmas time because yay, holidays, woo. And then it's not fun anymore. So if we could have winter for just like 2 weeks and then it's just kind of autumnal the rest of the time, that'd be great. But we had a really wet summer here. And that is good. It meant less forest fires, which, yay! Not no forest fires, though. But that tells me we're probably going to get early snow this year, which is, you know, good. But also, it really fucks with things because there was one year we actually kind of got snowed in like the first week of September, back when I lived with my folks, because we got 3 feet of snow overnight in early September when nobody's ready for it, including like nature, because it was really heavy, wet snow. It's not all light and fluffy, nah. That was just like 3 feet of slush, which, yikes. So it was like, my mom had a little car, so it was like up to the windows on her car. Yeah, my car was similarly, I had a little Subaru, and it was similarly buried. Didn't have, you know, snow tires on it or anything because it was early September. It like wasn't even legal to get your studded tires on yet at that point in the year. So my dad tried to go into town in his pickup, and he even got stuck. He had to, like, he turned to start backing out of our long ass driveway and just kind of slid sideways. So he had to like dig himself out with a shovel of the sludge, but you know, he was able to get to town safely and everything. But it was like, some power lines are down because all the trees are still full of leaves, and so they got knocked down by the heavy ass snow and knocked over power lines. We have an aspen orchard that's been there, you know, longer than I've been alive. It's cockeyed now because of that snow, because it still was pretty and full of leaves and everything. And then the snow just made it. I think we're starting to come up on the end of the speed build here. I guess I could talk about it a little bit more. You can see on the, one thing I was really proud of on this was on the first floor, the living quarters, I made like a curiosities cabinet kind of thing, but for aliens. So I filled it with like really mundane human shit as just like a, wow, look at this, fascinating kind of thing. Like there's a bottle of laundry detergent, there's, you know, a teddy bear and a roll of yarn, and just like that was a really fun part. I was giggling nonstop during that part of this build. I'm not gonna lie, I was really amused by that. And it's great when you can crack yourself up with what you're doing. You know, it's the stupid stuff that really makes it fun, because like I want to start getting into building some houses and things, but God, sometimes houses just get boring for me because it's like, a bedroom, it needs these 3 things. And then I guess some other shit. But it's like, it's always just kind of a bedroom. So whenever I can do something where it's like, hey, this is unique to this building, or this is some weird shit I've made, like, that's when I'm the happiest. Because it's not something I've made a million times before. Because otherwise it's like my eyes kind of glaze over and it's like, okay, let's just get through this room. I never want to feel like that when I'm building, but, you know. And then on the roof of this building, I struggled a little bit because the edging would not be smooth. It's one of the glitches for the round rooms. It just, I thought maybe it was because there was like a separate like room in there. And so I tried like deleting a wall to kind of make it acknowledge the whole thing as a room, and then tried rewrapping it, and nope. Didn't work. So I ended up filling it with just some like miscellaneous stuff. And then I did end up painting the roof blue as well to match the walls, because I just kind of wanted it to have that like invisible spaceship vibe, you know? But anyway, it looks like we're coming up to the end here. So we're going to go into the tour. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.